So today I'm going to start on the leaf springs on Project Sports Roof. I'm going to get it all jacked up, and then I'll get the camera in a good spot so you can watch me pull these off. Alright, so let me show you the setup. I got my jack here. I jacked the car up with. I'm going to leave it there. There's no tension on it, but I'm going to leave it there just in case. Got a jack stand, a safe jack stand. Not just any jack stand. I prefer the ones with the bars that go through. And then I've got my flatter jack right there. And it's supporting the rear end because at some point when I get the leaf spring off, I'm going to hit just a little bit harder to get the jack, to get the rear end up off of the leaf spring. So that's the current setup. And so I'm going to start by removing that bolt, the eye bolt, and then eventually come back here and work on, oops, how do I get you? Work on those two. Like I say, everything comes with, oh look, nice little hole in the tailpipe. So we'll take care of all of that. See, is this bolt is on the inside. Where you can see it. It's inside this hole right here. So I just got to get a socket on that, a deep socket, and I can put a wrench on this other side. Now I've already soaked these a little bit, so hopefully they're going to come right off. Otherwise, they're going to have to soak a little longer. All right, so I've got a 3/4 inch socket and a wrench. That's what we needed. And I'm kind of doing this blind. Once it's on, it's on. Now we'll see if my liquid wrench did any good. The answer is probably not. Alright, so it's taking a bit to get this broken loose, but it is now broken loose. Should be able to get it off here pretty easily. Oh, it's still pretty tight. Clearly doesn't want to come off of there. But it will. The guy in the video made it seem so much nicer, so much smoother. But I can't get the impact gun in there either. There's not enough room. Now maybe I could have, but I might have to drop the exhaust. I really don't want to do that. So we're down to the last bolt, and I'll tell you what, this was not fun to get off. Not without a lift. Luckily my impact wrench saved me a lot of hassle. But my compressor's small, so it takes a lot to rebuild it back up after it runs at 125 psi for a couple minutes. Alright. So I don't even know if you can see that, but we'll try to do it this way. There we go. Shackles are all undone. Yes, no bolts. No bolts. The bolts, getting these bolts out, pushing that one, and, sorry, and that one. This one should be okay. We're just going to hammer it out. That one up there is going to be a much bigger problem. I've got to try to break it loose first, and there's not a lot of room. I don't think I can even get my impact wrench up there. So we'll see if I can get that off, because they got the bushings that go in there, bushings that go in here. We're going to have to try to get that off. Again, one more time, I have a newer jack, and my newer jack holding up the rear end takes the pressure off of these, at least it's supposed to. Doesn't seem to have off the U-bolts, but it doesn't seem like it has done that just yet. But that's probably because these are pretty rusted. So I'm going to hit the jack a couple more times, get myself a little more, get that up just a little bit higher and see if things fall out. They might. So you watched as nothing happened. Those didn't loosen at all. So we're gonna have to get a little more medieval. It's hammer time. First we'll be gentle with a rubber mallet. I think that's working. So, always bigger hammer. Progress. Whoa, that hurt. But not bad. There's what not to do. That was hung up on there pretty good. Pretty darn good. Alright, we're off that side. All I got to do is get the center eye bolt out. That's a little more like it. Clean that off. Spider's been living there a while. If I tap that the rest of the way out. A little bit of an angled punch. One down, at least one side of one down. All right, so you can see the bolts hanging out here. I might be able to just pull that out. Or not. Wiggling it out of here. Success. Just like that. That's the old. Flip that over. These are heavier than they look. That's pretty worn out. Alright, here we go. Got it loose. Wasn't much. These are the shackles. That first. I'm gonna have to tap the bolt out, but we got it loose. We'll get it out. Been in there a very, very long time. Almost 50 years. And Now we've got to get the bushings out. And they're kind of falling apart. So we have to get a screwdriver and cut them out. Oh, here they come. By pieces. Here, there's one. Two. Not in bad shape. Ends are kind of rotted as always. That's living in the desert, or anywhere actually. All right, so it's out. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and then I'm gonna stick the new one back in.